Hi everyone, it's Michael here, and today we are back reviewing one member of the Asus ROG GL503 Strix series. This time, we received a model aimed at competitive MOBA players, since it has this unconventionally high frame rate display for its price range. That means we are now talking about the ROG GL503 Strix Hero. The GL503 Strix Hero is the MOBA-centric variety beside the FPS-centric GL503 Scar and the basic GL503. If you already saw the basic GL503 model, this machine is practically similar with minor differences in specs and finishing. Its waistline is pretty slim and dimensions and weight are great for me, but in contrast to the other GL503 models, the top cover is made from plastic instead of aluminum. But still, the finishing here has some quality and less of a fingerprint magnet in contrast to the basic model. This nice monochrome finishing continues to the interior. The power button, volume control and ROG button that's now separated from the keyboard is of course an improvement over the previous GL553. By the way, not to be confused, the speaker is on the bottom, while this part above the keyboard is an additional ventilation. Now what makes this laptop unique is its Full HD WVA 120Hz display, which contrast, color accuracy and viewing angles is very comparable to most IPS displays, visually superior in comparison to the TN panel installed on the GL503 Scar despite higher response times. Everything simply feels smooth as long as the app supports high refresh rates and it's useful for competitive gaming. This is something that is difficult to explain in a video. Just like food, you have to see and experience it yourself. On the connectivity side, you can find an SD card slot, USB 3.1 Type-C, USB 3.0 and USB 2.0 to the right. While to the left, there's a charging port, LAN port, mini DP, HDMI to USB 3.0 and a combo audio jack. The review unit we received is the base model, which comes with a quad-core Kaby Lake i7 and a slightly pre-overclocked GeForce GTX 1050 GPU. Of course, there's a 1060 model too if you want. Performance is as good as you may expect from an entry-level gaming laptop. By removing a screw, you're able to open the easy access door covering the hard drive, M.2 SSD and a secondary RAM slot. This unit has a pre-installed 8GB of RAM, 128GB M.2 SATA SSD with optional NVMe, and a single TB hard drive. Yes, despite having an SSD, we still got a Fire CUDA hybrid drive with 8GB cache capable to accelerate game startup times in case you want to save your Steam library on the spinning drive instead of the SSD. Of course, we tried playing Dota and CSGO with moderately high frame rates on Full HD, getting out of the most obvious 120Hz panel. But if you want to have a more stable 120 FPS performance, you might want to turn down the settings a little bit. Also, the GL503 has a dual fan cooling system just like the GL502, that is better than a single fan system from the GL553. Temperatures are about 80 degrees at full load, while you can turn on fan overboost to improve temperature by a few degrees at the price of increased noise. Talking about this RGB keyboard, I don't think it made any improvement over the last one. The keys are soft, but the travel is short and not the most comfortable for long-term use or gaming. As a MOBA-centric machine, it has this KWER being highlighted instead of WASD. There are 4 zones of RGB lighting we can freely adjust with 3 stages of brightness. I do think touchpad is a bit better than the basic model. What I think is great is the battery life, lasting up to 6 hours on light use. The stereo speakers here are okay, but since the bass is almost non-existent, it sounds kinda mediocre. In the end, ROG GL503 Strix Hero accompanied by Strix Scar is a proof of Asus being serious at providing many different gamers with their specific needs, just by having a model with many different varieties. In case you're not a competitive gamer who rather pay for increasing horsepower than display refresh rates, I totally recommend you to just stick with the basic GL503. But hey, it's just our opinion. Do you think this laptop is really worth a try? Tell us down in the comments below. As always, have a nice day.